Hey friends, my name is Jayana. This month we are talking about courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear. True courage comes from trusting God even when we are scared and doing the right thing even when it's difficult. Our bottom line today is God is always with me. Today's story is a doozy. Imagine living in a time and place where everyone was told they had to bow down and worship a huge statue. Yeah, you heard me, statue. If they didn't, they could get in big trouble. That's exactly what happened to God's people in Babylon. It didn't matter if you believed in the one true God or not. This rule applied to everyone. For people who trusted God, this rule put them in a very tough spot. Would they follow the king's command, or would they stay faithful to God no matter the cost? Before we jump into our story and find out, it's time to worship. Everyone stand up on your feet and let's get ready to praise Jesus. Okay, can you just scroll it down a little bit because it was going a little bit more. Perfect. Hey friends, my name is Jayana. This month we're talking about courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear. True courage comes from trusting God even when we are scared and doing the right thing even when it's difficult. Today's bottom line is I can stay faithful to God. Our Bible story today is about a man named Daniel. He was a man who loved God and followed him faithfully no matter what. One day, some men came up with a sneaky plan to trap Daniel. They went to the king with a new rule they thought would stop Daniel from praying to God. But Daniel had a choice to make. Would he stay faithful to God, or would he follow the new rule? What do you think he did? Before we jump into our story and find out, it's time to worship. Everyone stand up on your feet and let's get ready to praise Jesus.
Your son down and set me free. Everything of this world will fade. I'm pressing on till I see your face. I will live that your will be done. I won't stop till your kingdom come. 'Cause you are my freedom. We lift you higher, lift you higher. Your love never ending. You are alive in us. Nothing can take your place.
stories of the Bible. The fiery furnace. There once were 3 Jewish men named Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Hey!
When they were very young, they were taken from Israel to live in a place called Babylon. At that time, the king of Babylon was a man named Nebuchadnezzar.
That's it. Almost there.
And he made a gold statue that was 90 feet tall.
Perfect.
The king sent a message for everyone to come to the dedication of his statue. When everyone had assembled, it was declared that people of all races, nations, and languages would bow before the statue and worship King Nebuchadnezzar's statue when they heard the sound of musical instruments. If anyone refused, they would be thrown into a fiery furnace. So at the sound of the musical instruments, all the people bowed to the ground and worshiped. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did not, because they were Jewish and would only bow to the one true God. Some of the wise men of Babylon went to the king and told him that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused to bow to the statue.
What?
This made the king very angry, and he asked Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego if it was true that they would not bow to the statue. Then he said he would give them one more chance to bow down, and if they did not bow, they will be thrown into the fire. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied that they didn't need to defend themselves against the king. They said, "If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God whom we serve is able to save us. He will rescue us from your power, your majesty. But even if he doesn't, we want to make it clear to you, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue you have set up." The king was so angry with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego that he commanded the furnace to be heated 7 times hotter than usual. Then he ordered Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to be bound and thrown in the fire. The fire was so hot that it killed the soldiers that threw them in. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego fell into the flames. But suddenly, the king jumped up and said to his advisors, "Didn't we tie up 3 men and throw them in the furnace?" The advisors said, "Yes." But the king said, "Look, I see 4 men walking around the fire, and the 4th looks like a god." Then the king shouted to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, "Come out!" So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stepped out of the fire, and everyone saw that the fire had not touched them. They didn't even smell of smoke. Then Nebuchadnezzar praised the one true God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who had rescued them from the fire. And the king made a new command that anyone who spoke a word against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego would be greatly punished. Then he promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in his court. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego trusted in God and were willing to die rather than worship any god but their own God.